Salvete Ovidentes. My name is Draco, and this is Antico Culina, the show where I recreate ancient recipes and discuss their ingredients and history. As usual, sources are in the description. But first, a lebatum de vesta. What fascinates me most about these ancient recipes are the numerous and unconventional combinations of foods. While in our post-Columbian world we may achieve greater heights of culinary excellence, it sidelines more arcane recipes and ingredients. To that end, parsnips, one of, if not my most favorite vegetable, served today in two separate and simple recipes: Sphondyli Fonduli and aliter Sphondyli. Here are the recipes as appear in the De Vere Calcularia, with translations provided. As usual, I compare my translations to the Veiling translation from the Penelope U Chicago website. To note, these are the first two of 7 parsnip recipes appearing in the third book of the Apicius. Also note, coriander leaves are the same as cilantro, which explains why, in my iteration, I'll use coriander seeds. Yes, I number among that population, doomed to taste soap from such leaves. How I would love to spice up these recipes, but since the second recipe literally calls for pure oil over the parsnips, there isn't too much I can do. Still, we can work with this. For the wine sauce parsnips, you'll need 2 parsnips, 1/3 cup of wine, 3 garlic cloves, 1/2 teaspoon olive oil, and 1 tablespoon of pseudogarum. For the boiled parsnips, you'll need 1 teaspoon salt plus enough water to boil 2 parsnips, 1/8 cup extra virgin olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon coriander seeds, and 1/2 teaspoon black peppercorns. To begin our wine sauce parsnips, wash and peel them. They were after all born from our mother's soil. Then, cut them into quarters or eighths, depending on their size. In a pan on medium heat, cook the parsnips until to your liking. Meanwhile, in a second pan, bring the wine mixed with the pseudogarum to a boil. While that's happening, cut the garlic cloves into thin slices. Remove the skin by lightly crushing each clove beneath your knife, like so. Cook the garlic in the wine sauce until the wine reduces to your liking. Remove from the heat and serve by pouring your sauce over the fried parsnips. For the second recipe, salinate your water and set to boil with the salt. That just makes sense. When boiling, add your washed and peeled parsnips, this time cut into large chunks. Cook until a paring knife slides in without effort, much like a pot at oh. Who wrote this thing? While cooking, toast your coriander and peppercorns until aromatic. Here's the point where I recommend you grind them. However, this recipe says to eat them whole, so there goes that. When boiled, remove into a bowl. Garnish with your oil libation and spices. While today we scarcely consider them the same as carrots, to the ancient world, at least Pliny, carrots are in fact a subset of parsnip, itself a root vegetable long familiar to the Mediterranean despite their likely origin on the Iranian plateau or Central Asia. In the Natural Histories, Pliny makes repeated mention to their strong taste and medicinal properties, specifically the ground seeds when in wine curing hysteria and being a diuretic, in water curing edemas and epilepsy, and whole as a talisman against snakes, rubbed against the teeth to lessen toothaches, and in all regards an aphrodisiac, no doubt to its phallic shape, attested to by the mythic shaman Orpheus, of all people. For anyone unaware, this is the classical definition of hysteria, aka being a woman disease, aka when your bits are believed to float around your body in unnatural ways. Now, while I can attest to a strong taste that somewhat becomes even more pronounced after cooking, I've yet to try any of these other effects, especially the ones that might result in snake bites. It nevertheless fascinates me how Pliny recommends parsnip medicine to be taken with wine or milk, presumably warm. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. No? A final side note on how some other things truly never change. A few chapters later, when Pliny writes on garlic, one of the first mentioned facts is how garlic causes bad breath when ingested, especially raw. So, on the left we have our wine parsnips, and on the right we have our oil parsnips. Time for a taste. Yep, parsnips. Freaking love parsnips. Anyway, the wine one tastes sweet and rich, and the wine flavor really comes through along with the very mild garlic at the end. While on the right, the fruity oil taste is incredibly pronounced. However, to continue with that, you can't really taste the coriander or peppercorns unless you crunch them between your molars. However, when that happens, oh boy, are you in for a taste experience. Nevertheless, I would totally make these again simply because I enjoy parsnips that much. As for the actual recipes themselves, I do recommend this oil one more than the wine one, and if you're making this oil one, please just grind the spices before you put them on. It's not worth eating them whole. I definitely want to look more into Pliny's natural histories and look at the parts therein. to the Culling Fellowship for providing me with the funds to make these recipes. Many thanks.